Imagine waking up one morning, sipping your coffee, scrolling through the news on your phone, and suddenly reading that a brand new 20-point peace plan has just been announced by Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. An ambitious proposal that promises hope for Gaza, but comes with a chilling warning. If Hamas refuses to accept it, Israel will escalate its military campaign. Now, pause for a second. What goes through your mind? Relief? Fear? Curiosity about whether peace is really possible in our lifetime? Or maybe skepticism because we've all seen too many promises of peace collapse under the weight of politics and bloodshed. This moment isn't just another headline. It's a turning point, one that could reshape the Middle East and possibly the world. But here's the twist. While leaders in suits hold press conferences, millions of ordinary people, families, children, soldiers will pay the real price if this plan succeeds or fails. So in this video, we're going to dive deep into this 20-point peace plan, break down its core promises, ask whether Hamas would ever accept it, and explore what might happen next if rejection triggers another escalation. And stick with me, because what's at stake here is not just politics. It's survival. It's human lives. And yes, it could even affect the stability of the world you and I live in today. Now, before we dive into the details, let's ask the obvious question. Why now? Why release a peace plan at this exact moment when the region is already on fire with tension? Some argue it's about legacy. Trump trying to reassert himself on the world stage, Netanyahu trying to secure domestic political support. Others believe it's desperation, a last attempt to paint over the chaos with a picture of diplomacy. And still others whisper that it's strategy, because dangling peace in front of a war-weary world can sometimes be as powerful as launching missiles. But here's where the story starts to grip you. Hamas has to decide whether to play along or to call this plan a bluff. And that decision could set off a chain reaction. Imagine the scene. One hand reaches out with an olive branch, the other tightens its grip on a loaded weapon. Which one wins?
Let's talk specifics. The plan reportedly includes humanitarian corridors, reconstruction funds, limited recognition of Palestinian governance, and potential security guarantees. Sounds reasonable, right? But here's the catch. Every point is tied with strings, conditions that Hamas might see as surrender rather than negotiation. And here's where the fear kicks in. If Hamas rejects the plan, Israel has promised a dramatic escalation. And we're not just talking about symbolic airstrikes. We're talking about full-scale ground defensives, intensified blockades, and possibly even a regional war that drags in other nations. At this stage, you might be asking yourself, why should I care? I live in the US. I'm just trying to pay rent and make it through the week. But here's the truth. Wars don't stay contained. Oil markets shift, alliances fracture, terror threats ripple outwards, and before you know it, the Middle East isn't just a headline. It's a force shaping the safety of your own community. But let's not get lost in despair just yet. There's also excitement here. The possibility, however slim, that for the first time in decades, there could be a roadmap that actually leads to something resembling peace. Think about it. If even part of this plan takes root, children in Gaza could go to school without fear of bombings. Israeli families could live without running to shelters. And maybe, just maybe, 2 generations who've known only war could begin to imagine another future. But hold on. Because every time history has dangled peace in front of us, reality has swooped in with a cruel reminder. Oslo Accords, Camp David, countless ceasefires. How many times have we thought we were close only for it all to collapse? And that's the cliffhanger we're left with tonight. Will this plan be different, or is it doomed to join the dusty shelf of broken promises?
So let's imagine the other side of the coin. What happens if Hamas rejects this plan? The answer isn't simple, but it's frighteningly predictable. Israel has already made it crystal clear. Refusal equals escalation. And that escalation won't just mean a few airstrikes that make headlines for a day. It could mean tanks rolling into Gaza, street-to-street combat, thousands more displaced families, and a new wave of instability that threatens to pull in regional players like Iran, Lebanon, and even global powers who can't afford to ignore the fallout. Picture this like a row of dominoes. The first one falls in Gaza, And suddenly you're watching a chain reaction that tips the balance of power across the Middle East. And here's the chilling part. Once that chain reaction begins, nobody can predict where it ends. Does it stop at the borders of Gaza, or does it ignite something bigger, something closer to a regional war? But before we let fear swallow the whole conversation, let's reset for a second. Humor me with this. Peace plans sometimes sound like that gym membership you buy in January, full of hope, promises, and bullet points. But by March, it's gathering dust because the hard work was just too much. The difference here? If this plan fails, the price isn't just wasted money, it's human lives. And that's why the stakes are so high. So here's the real question we're left with. Is this peace plan a genuine chance to change history, or just another political stunt that gives cover for what comes next? And more importantly, what role do outside nations, including the US, play in shaping that outcome? Because make no mistake, decisions made in Washington and Jerusalem don't stay on the other side of the ocean. They ripple outward, shaping oil prices, military budgets, and yes, even the safety of ordinary people thousands of miles away. This is where urgency comes in, because right now, history isn't just being written in Gaza or Tel Aviv. It's being written in the choices leaders make, the risks they take, and the consequences they unleash. The cliffhanger for all of us is simple. Does this 20-point plan mark the start of peace, or the prelude to an even darker chapter of war? That answer, we'll find out in the weeks to come. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't stop here. In our next video, we're unpacking the hidden military strategies that could unfold if this peace plan collapses. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Click on the link on your screen or in the description below, and let's keep exploring the stories shaping our world together.